So a lot of you have been asking me, where is the King of the Hill revival? Why hasn't it come yet? Last we've heard about it was forever ago. We haven't even really gotten any real information about it, not officially released at least. We've gotten some interviews with Pamela Adlon where she leaked a bunch of information. One of the voice actors revealed a image of adult Bobby Hill from the Wrath Party that was not supposed to be public yet, and that's basically it. We've basically just been fed crumbs. We are getting ever closer to the release of the show. It was originally supposed to be early 2025. Now it seems to be coming this summer. We did officially get word that it is coming for summer 2025, which, you know, that's what I expected. It's not particularly detailed. So I thought we could go through some of this limited information that we now know about King of the Hill, when it might, and kind of figure out when it might be releasing. One of the only pieces of information we've got from any official source is from the executive Craig Irwick, who was talking about the slate of Fox adult animated shows that Disney is now running: The Simpsons, Family Guy, Futurama, and of course King of the Hill. He said, "I think people are going to love the new King of the Hill. It is so perfect for our times without trying too hard. You see Hank Hill in a whole new way." This is the kind of quote that I could see people throwing a fit over, you know, maybe people overreacting to a little bit, which is fine. I can understand this being a concerning quote. I don't know if we want to see Hank Hill in a whole new way, more so than we just want to see Hank Hill in a whole new setting. But this is an exec. He doesn't make the show. He's just seen it. And we don't really fully understand what the context of this could be. This could mean anything. It could be in his brain, oh, Hank Hill is in 2025 now. That's it. I do like the quote, "It is so perfect for our times without trying too hard." The original King of the Hill was always a show that made great social commentary without trying too hard. That is like so on the nose about what made that show so great, what made its messages so great. It was never beating you over the head with its ideas or messages. It never felt like it was preaching to you. It was always built around the characters learning new things that challenged their worldviews. So I'm hoping, praying that that's what this means. I'm hoping that we just get the same thing. So that is the first piece of information we've got. The other big thing is that this is going to give us a little bit more information about when we can expect the show. Some people were telling me that IMDb had listed May 25th as the release date for the new season. I don't think that's going to be the release date. Here is why. King of the Hill is having a revival sneak peek at the ATX TV Festival. So here you can see this right here listed here. King of the Hill Revival sneak peek presented by Hulu. I believe this is on May 29th. So I don't know why we wouldn't get a sneak peek 4 days after the show airs, right? So, oh yeah, after 15 years, King of the Hill is returning to a rightful throne, our TV screens, and what better way to celebrate a Texan and pop culture staple than a reunion with the cast and creators. Join us for some hootin' and good amount of hollerin' as we revisit 13 seasons of laugh-out-loud moments and behind-the-scenes stories from the original series in anticipation of the return of King of the Hill coming to Hulu later this year. Dang it, Bobby, you better not miss it. So the panelists we're getting are Mike Judge, co-creator, executive producer, Greg Daniels, co-creator, executive producer, obviously original creators of the show, Saladin K. Patterson, who is the current showrunner of the new seasons of the show, Pamela Adlon of the voice cast, obviously Bobby Hill, Lauren Tom, who is Connie, and also Min, and Toby Huss, who, this is interesting because I don't think we had gotten confirmation that Toby Huss was returning. Toby Huss plays Cotton and Con. And there is a lot of speculation about whether or not Toby will still be playing Con, since he is not of Asian descent, and we've seen a lot of recasts to sort of match ethnicities in terms of minority characters more recently. Regardless, this definitely means he's in the show, which is good. I think even if they recast Con, Toby needs to be in the show. He's just too iconic to not be in it. And I also kind of expect that at some point we will get flashbacks to Cotton Hill in some way. I don't think the show will exist like outside of Cotton Hill's existence, especially if we're getting characters like GH, whose father is Cotton and he never really knew his father, who might be interested in learning more about his father. Could make for a really interesting episode where Hank kind of has to reconcile with his complicated feelings about his father, but also like teach his younger brother about what his, try and give him some insight into who his father was without kind of ruining that image. It could make for a really interesting episode, I think. I was considering going to this. Obviously, I've been waiting so long for the show. I'm very excited about it. I was really considering it. It is expensive. It's like $530 for the the pass that will get you to the panel and to their like outdoor back cookout, like King of the Hill themed cookout from Hulu. If anyone at Hulu wants to send me there for free, I'm game. I can cook up some great content and bring some hype for the new King of the Hill show. Please hit me up if you want me to do that. But otherwise, I don't think I can swing it. It is just a lot of money for a badge, and like going to one panel and lodging in Austin. It's just a lot. So like basically we know the show's going to probably release, I would say, within a month of this. I would be willing to bet late June or early July is when this show releases. That's kind of the slot that Hulu has used for Futurama in the past. I have a feeling that this year King of the Hill will kind of take Futurama's slot in the summer, and then they'll probably lead directly back into Futurama. Like I think we'll get 10 episodes of King of the Hill 10 weeks in a row, and then probably Futurama will take that spot and be like, and we'll get 10 episodes of Futurama 10 weeks in a row right after that. And they'll just kind of roll their adult animation slate through consistently rather than kind of having like an animation domination block like they do over on Fox. That's my expectation. To answer the question in long-winded question, June or July, that's my guess. I think that's when we're probably going to get new King of the Hill. We'll probably definitely know more by the time the sneak peek happens. I would be shocked if we weren't getting a trailer like the day of this sneak peek or shortly after. It just makes sense. I mean, we tend to get trailers for the new shows on Hulu. Like Futurama is the one like kind of example that I'm able to look at here. Futurama usually gets its trailer like 2 months beforehand, like maybe 6 weeks beforehand. So we'll see. Hopefully that's the case for King of the Hill. I just want to see what the show looks like, what all the characters look like, what it sounds like. Come on, bring it up, bring it in. Come on, let's get it. Okay, let's talk lastly about one other pretty crazy thing that I didn't really realize. I had seen some of these before, but we have full episode titles as leaked on the WGA website for seasons 14 and 15. So the first two revival seasons. The first one aptly called Return of the King, The Beer Story, Chore Money, Chore Problems, New Ref in Town, Peggy's Fade Out, Any Given Hill Day, Bobby Gets Grilled, No Hank Left Behind, A Sounder Investment, and Conscious Uncoupling. These, I think, are good titles. They feel like King of the Hill titles. Return of the King is the first one. Obviously a great first title back. That's perfect. The Beer Story, what is this a pun on? The blank story. I keep thinking of The Straight Story, a great David Lynch film. No idea what this pun is, but The Beer Story, obviously something Alamo related. I could definitely see this being like a take on modern microbreweries and like kind of beer culture and how it's evolved, and like Hank being, pretty attached to something like Alamo, just an old school light beer that he drinks, and probably not a light beer, probably a full beer. See, people who are into IPAs and stuff kind of pressing up against Hank's worldview there. Chore Money, Chore Problems is interesting because this implies younger characters. So I've been waiting to find out who the younger characters are. Is it Luann and Lucky's kids? Will Luann and Lucky even be in the show? Luann and Lucky's kid. Is it Gracie? Is it GH? I hope GH has a presence in the show. I feel like that would be a really good way to connect back to Cotton. Yeah, so that implies that we will definitely be getting like an even younger generation if they're doing chores. New Ref in Town? I don't know. Maybe someone's a referee. Peggy's Fade Out. Getting a Peggy episode. Excited about that. Not really sure what that would mean. Any Given Hill Day is pun on Any Given Sunday, which is that's a football movie, right? So probably a football related episode. Bobby Gets Grilled. So we know that Bobby is running a restaurant. We know that he's the head chef at a restaurant at a very young age. So I imagine that this will have something to do with him maybe getting put in his place a little bit in that role. Maybe this is the episode where we're maybe hearing about this. This is not confirmed, but the kind of cooking that he's doing seems to be something that traditionally utilizes charcoal. And so if Bobby's using propane, Hank is obviously, or if Bobby's using charcoal and Hank's a propane guy, is this one where we actually like see that come to a head and that conflict? No Hank Left Behind, pun on the term no child left behind. I don't know. Eager to find out what that one is. A sounder investment. I hope it's not crypto related, but it could be. That's a modern thing. People talking about investing in stocks versus crypto versus what, you know. And conscious uncoupling. This is maybe the most interesting title out of all of these. Does this imply that Kon and Min will break up? Obviously, this is a fully Kon-focused title. It's got to be a Kon episode. It also could be about Connie and Bobby, honestly, because her name is Kon Jr. So this could be a Bobby Connie related thing. It could be a Connie with another person related thing. I don't think Bobby and Connie are going to be together when the show starts. I don't think they should be, but you know, I want their history to cause some of the character conflict and drama. Maybe their significant others have an issue with their relationship and their friendship because of their history. So there's a lot of interesting ideas here. So these are the 10 episodes we're going to be getting this year. That's very exciting. I didn't know until right when I started this video, we also have the season 15 episodes, or a few of them. We have 8 of them. Don't know what some of these mean. Searching for Bobby Fischer. Not sure. I don't know who Bobby Fischer is. Care of the Dog. Like Ladybird isn't going to be alive, but maybe we've got a new dog. Maybe this is an episode where some of the kids have to take care of the dog and are given some more responsibility. I expect that that's kind of a common theme. We'll see if we have these younger characters. Changes. Pretty simple. Failure to hard launch is interesting. I like this title. Hard launch is obviously a term when you're like hard launching your significant other on social media. So this definitely sounds like a relationship focused episode. So maybe this is about Bobby and his significant other. Maybe this is about Connie and her significant other. Maybe this is about some of the kids. Who knows? We don't know how old they're going to end up being. They're probably going to be a little young for a relationship. So maybe not them. Maybe Bobby is in a relationship with somebody, and this is where it sort of reaches a dramatic point where they're trying to pursue their relationship, take it to the next level, make it more public, and there's struggles in that attempts. So that should be interesting. Hank Encounters of the Nerd Kind. Good title. I expect that means Hank is going to have a conflict with some dorks. Probably someone like me. Hank's finally going to give me a piece of his mind. Can't wait for that one. Propane Recall. Good title. Good title. Do you think, is it literally propane getting recalled? We're going to find out. That could be a big Hank dilemma. Obviously, propane's got to be a big part of the show. The Best Little Marriage in Texas. That's interesting. Who would be getting married that we know of? What characters would be at that point? Bobby is going to be pretty young. I think a little young for marriage. Is this going to be about an existing marriage? Are Luann and Lucky going to be recast is a really interesting question. Or are they going to be written out of the show? There seems to be no real indication of that based on titles or based on what we've heard. Same with Johnny Hardwick as Dale. That's really a huge bummer. He apparently recorded 4-ish episodes before he died. And so we're going to get him, but for how many of these, who knows? That could be someone who's recast. It's hard to imagine Johnny Hardwick being recast, but there are some really good voice actors out there, and I'm sure there are so many voice actors who have just done that voice like nonstop as a practice voice. It's such a funny voice. So I bet they could find a good recast. Hopefully we learn more about that at the ATX festival. And the last one, Hank Ruffles Some Feathers. Simple title, Hank causing a stir in some regard. And that's the 8 titles we have of season 15 / season 2 of the revival. So that's where we're at. This is all the new information we have. I think we probably should expect this show to release in June or July of 2025. We will know a lot more in about a month once we get this sneak peek. I'm hoping we have a trailer before then, but I think we probably won't have one until that day or after. And then we're going to know a lot more. But like the fact that this show has been in the works for so long, they've finished writing both seasons and are probably, I think they might even be done animating both seasons. And we haven't gotten any official stuff is kind of crazy. No official images that have been released on purpose. No trailers, not even a description of like what has changed in the world for the Hills yet. Outside of Pamela Adlon just revealing information because she felt like it, which, you know, we love Pamela. Love you so much, Pamela. So stoked to see you in this show. So that's it. Do you guys have any thoughts on the King of the Hill revival? Was this good enough of a rundown of all of the stuff of King of the Hill that we should be expecting, that we've already gotten? I don't know. Let me know below in the comments, and let me know what you think of these casual chat formats. I'm going to be doing these a lot over here on this channel, which is rebranding from Johnny New Cellos to Johnny 2 Casual, which I think gets the idea across a lot better. So let me know what you think. Expect more of these, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.
I stay mellow watching Johnny 2 Cellos. He talks cartoons, he's a really cool fellow. He keeps you posted on adult cartoons. If that's what you're into, then grab a spoon and a very big bowl of your favorite cereal. Feels like Saturday morning cartoon material. Johnny 2 Cellos, watch him on YouTube. Now enjoy this groove and bust a move.